Here we go. Good morning. For some reason, I can't seem to read my own writing. I thought my broadcast started at 11 o'clock this morning. So I got up nice and ready to go at 11 o'clock. Then realized it was 10 o'clock. So here I am a half an hour late. We'll catch up on time, though. Here's a 1961 D roll. This is an old original roll. It's got beautiful toning on the end of the roll. Hopefully the rest of the middle of the roll contains that same kind of toning, although it's not highly likely. Maybe we got some really nice RPMs in here. Who knows? Nobody knows right now, but we will find out. Good morning, Matt. Good morning, Yo Man. Steven. Good morning to everyone. Trying to get myself in the mix of doing things today. Got my VFW meeting this evening. Had a good long weekend. Hope everyone else had a good long weekend. And here we go. We're off to the races. Coin number 1 will go to Mr. Jim Fletcher. He's going to get a nice toner. It's actually a very nice toner. It doesn't look like much. Hang on just a second. Let me get my... There we go. Yeah, get my screen back up so I can see what's going on. There we go. Well, it doesn't look like much, but I tell you what, man, this is a screamer for a toner. It's a very nice looking coin. Morning, David. We don't have any doubling on this, as it would appear anyway. Let's take a look at the reverse real quick. It's a very interesting shape. Little hexagon shaped thing there. I don't even know what that is. Crystal of some sort. Okay, we don't have anything on this coin, but we do have a beautiful blazer for luster. I also wonder if you can catch it. Yeah, you can catch the luster on this. Really nice luster, really nice color. A beautiful toned coin here. And it goes to Mr. Fletcher. And that's number 1 for the roll. Morning, Mr. Coin Dragon. So let me keep digging in this roll here and see what we find. Here's one from Marshall. Coin number 2. And we, again, don't happen to have an RPM. Double dies on 1961D so far, what we know, have been generally confined to the obverse. I think there might be 1 or 2 reverse double dies, but they would be quite minor. Nothing there. So let's do number 3. Coin number 3 for Adam Connor. Now, one thing that you guys should know when it comes to 1961 is that there is an amount of master die doubling on 1961 that you can see mostly right up there at the top of the O of God. It's very common on 1961. That is master die doubling. There is also some amount of master die doubling visible at times on Liberty, but it's quite minor, and well, it kind of wore away from the dies rather quickly with use. I'm sorry, with hubs. Wore away from the hubs with use on the dies. Well, there's Eric and Sissy. Good morning, sunshines. That's right, here we are. This one looks like it could be... Looks like there could be something inside the upper right hand part of the mint mark there. Let me take a closer look at this. As soon as I can figure out how to work this microscope thing. Yeah, see, I'm kind of thinking there could be something there. Right over here. Looks like it could be a lower serif. Hello, Carl. Adam. I don't know. I'll hold these out, and I'll let Eric take a look at them. We may have something there, we may not. Hard telling right now. So I'll stick this coin for Go Wi-Fi, coin number 4. And it's flipping. I'll put it off to the side. We'll see if we find more of these and find any more evidence of possible mint mark doubling. Meanwhile, we keep dredging along. And this one has just those couple of little feather marks at the very top of the D mint mark. That's going to be my marker for this particular die. And I've seen nothing else so far produced by this roll. This particular die we've seen once before. Let me back out some. Make this easier to do. Get my lighting set right. There we go. Kind of helps sometimes when you back away from the coin a little bit, especially when you start finding a whole lot of little fly speck stuff and you think you're doing really well and you're finding nothing but really, really minor stuff. Well, it's probably because you're looking too close. So we tend to back out a little bit so we get a more of an overview of things. This was a Fed roll from Kansas City. There's a little struck through for you right there on the in. Haven't seen very many Kansas City Fed rolls, even though I lived near Kansas City for a long time. Well, near, being within 200 or 300 miles. Just haven't really ever had the opportunity to see that many Kansas City rolls. I've seen plenty of Oklahoma City rolls, and I've seen lots of St. Louis rolls. Okay, this one's going to be a normal one. Interesting machine doubling on the eyelid. Almost looks like a doubled eye, but it isn't. That's machine doubling. This being coin number 7, this is going to be one of those rolls that we just check the first 10 on the reverse side and move on from there, because the reverses for 1961D are generally not exciting at all. We're looking more for the good RPMs on this one. Yeah, I'm sure, Adam, you've seen a few Kansas City rolls. You live closer to Kansas City than I've ever lived. Let's see, here we go. Yeah, I'm having trouble keeping focus on this. This one is an RPM. It's not a great RPM, but it is an RPM. Nice big split on the lower serif there. So that one's going to go down as being an RPM. Let's take a look. Oh, looky there. Rays of sunshine coming straight out of his eye. Nice little die scratches running across the field on the right-hand side. So that's going to make for a nice marker for this. Let's see the reverse real quick and see what's there. Just a very late die state die. That's all. So this one's for Frank. Frank's getting himself a nice RPM there. And Shannon Smith. Let's see what Shannon gets. Well, first let's back out on it a little bit. Hang on. Trying to get my lighting situated. My dog deciding to camp out on my feet. I guess worse could happen. I guess he heard that and took offense to me. Now he's gone over to lay in my chair. He thinks it's his chair. That's a nice little RPM too, I think. I believe it is. It looks like the, it kind of looks like the vertical is doubled. I'm going to have to zoom in and take a look at it, mess everything up, and see what I can do about getting it all back together. But I'll have to take a close look at this. Let's see, I'm going to get my lighting situated here. Nope, we're looking at a hit on the mint mark. We're set up strange this morning. It's weird. See, this right here looks like this part is doubled, but then you continue on down here. There's a hit right there. Corresponds with it. That's just a hit on the mint mark. Thinking there for a minute that I might have something. And, well, unfortunately we don't. So, back my lighting back off. Get my focus back in straight. And there we go. Something's not going on right with my lighting this morning. That's it. My shade was half off. Get this stuff all straight. The consummate professional, always able to resolve issues. The true consummate professional can do it without cursing. I don't know that I can. Even if it's under my breath, it still happens. Hello, Mr. Fletcher. Good morning to you. Got one for Steven here. See what Steven comes out with. It's going to be another one of our RPMs. This is that RPM. It's a later die state RPM. But we should have a couple of really bright, there we go, a couple of really bright die scratches coming straight out of the eye. So this one's going to be our definite RPM for the roll. That one goes to Steven. Let me take a look at coin number 11 now. This one goes to Malcolm. Our next broadcast is going to be just a little bit late as well. I thought these started at 11 o'clock this morning. And it turns out they start at 10. I don't know how I missed that. I'm the one who scheduled them. So, my apologies again. However, My next one will be at about 11:15. Then the next one will be right on time. Oh, there we go. Here's a nice RPM for you. Not sure which one this is, but I know it's going to be one of the better ones. In this particular, on this particular coin, we're going to be looking for this. It's a little bit of die damage right there. That'll serve as a good marker for this one. Nothing else going on here. Just that. But it is a nice RPM. Sweet. That one's for Deanne. Let's see. Coin number 13. Mr. Fletcher. Might actually get to see one live. Oh. Not going to be anything on this one. Oh, that's unfortunate. Maybe we'll get to another one. Let's see here. Coin number 14 now. Frank P. Frank gets one of our pretty RPMs. There it is right there. And there's your die damage below the 1 again. Nothing else going on there. That one pretty RPM. Alright, coin number 15 goes to Adam Chambers. Adam gets one as well. There it is. Cute. Nice. Yes, cool RPMs. These things are working out nice. This particular roll happens to be a good roll. Like it when we hit a good roll. Never get the morning cleared out of my throat. Let's see here. I got nothing on this one. Yeah, Frank, if you haven't completely caught on, Coin Dragon's name is Frank. Frank, meet Frank. Frank has a channel and does videos as well. If you want to see his channel, you can click on the 3 little dots when you hover over his name in the chat. You go over and you click on the 3 little dots. And you used to be able to. Can you not visit people's channels anymore? I thought you could do that. No videos? Well, bummer. So I got nothing going on this one either. Well, no, I'm talking about Coin Dragon Frank's channel. If you hover over the 3 little dots on Coin Dragon's name, you should be able to visit his channel. But I'm seeing that doesn't seem to work anymore. Thank you, YouTube, for the unnecessary update to take away features that you once had. Probably some security thing. You haven't done a show in a long time? It's probably time. Frank. That's right. Time to get that old microphone out and put it to practice. Hey, here we go. There's another one of them. Get the die damage below the 1 of the date. Nothing else, but that is a nice RPM. It's like our 4th one of those now. Coin number 21 goes to Eric. And Eric, so I haven't seen another one of those possible RPMs we picked up in the very beginning of the roll, which tells me that it's possibly not an RPM. It could possibly have been something going on with only that coin. Maybe number 21. Okay, well, let's see if we can get Yo Man one of those. Thank you, sir. Well, Yo Man gets one. Boom, there we go. Die damage below the 1 of the date, so we certainly got the same die again. This one goes to Mr. Yo Man. Now Deanne. Deanne does not get one of them. But Frank, there are going to probably be a couple of different dice that'll look similar. You may or may not have that exact same one. You just have to be sure your markers match. Mint mark position. So in order, when you're attributing a RPM, the first thing that you look for is the doubling on the mint mark itself. If your doubling is identical, then you move on to looking at the position of the mint mark in relation to the date. So this one's a very close punch. It's far closer to the 9 than it is to the 6. Then you would compare that against another coin and see if another coin, another coin or a photograph, or another suspected die, and if all that compares out, then you start looking at markers. Markers are your last thing to be looking for. So after your mint mark doubling checks out, then you look for the position of the mint mark to the date. Then you look for any die scratches, die damage, other things that would there we go. There's another one. Another one for Yo Man. So Yo Man has 2 of these now. Share, buddy, share. Optimal word for the day. Should be a die scratch on the reverse from D and United southeast to under the U of Unum. D of United. Hey, look at that. The man's got it. You know what you got when you know what you got. So, 1MM27. Now, coin number 27 goes to Mr. Eric. Move these over just a little bit, make it a little bit easier to see those. 27 goes to Eric. Let's see what Mr. Eric gets. Not seeing anything. Sorry, 21, not 27. 21, number 21. Bob Hampton. Bob gets one of the other RPMs, I do believe. Yep, this is the other RPM. This is the one with the very fat lower serif, indicating a later dice state of one that shows doubling on the lower serif. And you got the rays of sunshine coming straight out of the eyes. Yeah, know you got the right coin. Matches up with our die number 2 for the roll. Adam Chambers. Coin number 30 now. Coin number 30, he's going to get the same thing. Coin number 30. I'm sorry, that's 29. I was reading a 30. That's 29. Coin number 29. Now coin number 30 goes to Sureg. Morning, Mr. Bob. See what we get here. I got nothing here. This one proves to be nothing at all but a 1961 D. Lincoln Cent. Ted Evans in the crowd. Good morning, Ted. Mr. Walters. Well, unfortunately, Mr. Walters is not going to have a die variety here. Nothing on this particular coin. I keep moving. Now number 32. 32, Doug Walters again. Is that right? Yep. Got Doug mashed up with 2 coins in a row. Let's see if it did him any good. Not seeing anything here, unfortunately. It's second coin around. Not very often that my people get shoved into 2 flips consecutively. Never really hurts anything. It's all by chance anyway. Here's Adam. Hey, Yo-Man actually needs one of these. Now you're going to have one plus a duplicate for trade, right? I'm not seeing anything else that looks like that first coin I pulled out that had what looked like a lower serif RPM inside the mint mark. This one appears that it could be the same die, but it's not got the same look and feel. It doesn't show up to be an RPM at all. Here's one for Mr. Marshall. Does he get one? No. Unfortunately not. That would be a no. And coin number 35. Coin number 35 turns out to be normal. Bummer. I only read them, I don't make them. Not writing the rules here, I'm only reading the coins. Hey, there's one for Malcolm. That's a pretty one. 1mm21. Here's Mr. Fletcher for you. Yeah, Mr. Fletcher gets one. There we go. We have plenty of these in this roll. I like that. Enough to go around. So Mr. Fletcher gets one of them. Now 38. Here's Thomas. And Thomas strikes out. This one looks like it's probably the same die as that one that appeared to have the serif inside the D. And, well, I'm here to tell you, just not it. No, I don't think Mark is here. If he is, he hasn't said anything that I can remember. You're very welcome, Mr. Fletcher. Now for Malcolm again. And Malcolm gets, it's going to be a normal coin. Oh, you think Mark was born in 61? I don't know that Mark is in on this roll. I can't remember whether I put his name in there or not. Okay, it's another normal coin. Alright. That's coin number 40. Now number 41. Mr. Carl? And Carl is going to turn up a normal coin as well. Just a 1961D. Hello, Mike. Now number 42. Go Wi-Fi. Nothing going on there. Number 43. This one from Mike Birchman. And that looks like another normal die. All right. 44. Stonecutter. Another normal one. Bumbity bum bum. Number 45 now. 45 goes to Carl. And Carl gets... another normal coin. I see, as soon as my eye went up here to the top of the 6, I'm looking at that thing on the top of the 6, and I'm wondering, is there any chance that's a double die? So the very first thing that my eyeballs did as soon as I saw this is I looked over here, and I looked over here. And with this being the only thing standing out like that, there's nothing here and nothing here. I start looking around, and I realize die scratch, die scratch, die scratch, die scratch, die scratch. There's a field of die scratches all running in that direction in this area. So that tells me die scratch. Power of deduction. Oh, Mr. McBride needs his name turned around. There we go. Now Mr. McBride gets a normal coin. Bummer. Number 47. We got 4 coins left in the roll. This is the first of those 4 coins. Maybe we'll hit another. There we go. Another number 21 right there. Yes, sir. RPM 21. Savior of this roll. See if we can get Eric one of them. Does Eric get one? No. No, Eric has to work on appeasing the RPM gods more. I don't know what you're doing wrong, Eric. But my advice to you, stop. And there's another normal coin. This one's for Carl Ignatz. Isn't that right, Eric? And these things come out of the roll completely at random. I'm not There's absolutely zero choice here as to who I'm picking for when. It just comes out that way. This is one of our more minor RPMs. It's not very visible. It's got a hit right on the mint mark. But this one's going to Mr. Marshall. And the reverse on this one is quite nicely toned. A lot of color going on the reverse of this coin. But that is that for this roll. Let's check it out and see what we ended up with. A pretty sizable stack here of normal coins. Then this one that we need checked out. I'm not really exactly sure what it is, but it's going to go to Go Wi-Fi when we're finished looking at it. Can't tell you for sure what it is yet. And then this one's definitely a more minor RPM. We got numbered 29, 28, 10, and 8. It's going to go to Frank, Steven, Bob, and Adam. And then the feature of the roll, RPM number 21. We got numbers 47, 37, 36, 26, 24, 22, 20, 15, 14, and 12. And those will go to Deanne, Frank, Adam, Mike, Yeoman, Doug, Yeoman, Malcolm, Jim, and Sureg. So there we go. That is what it is, and it is the end of this roll. I appreciate it, folks. I'll be back in about 15 minutes or so with your next one. Let's see what's on the schedule up next. Next one's going to be 1954S. 1954S. You guys don't want to miss that for sure. All right, well, I'll see you guys in a few minutes. As soon as I can get ready for it, I'll get started with the broadcast.